I'm just looking at some of these headlines. I definitely want Brett, who is on the phone right now, I want him to be involved in some of these when we discuss those. But one thing I will ask you, Mike, is, and this, this is for everybody, but specifically for Rodney this morning, on the passing of Darryl LaMonica, the former Raider quarterback, 80 years old, and passed away
in California.
Yeah,
I believe. Of course, we remember with the Raiders, he took them to the Super Bowl, right? And they played the Packers. Am I correct? In the 60s, 67, maybe.
So he was the quarterback when they lost to Green Bay.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Rodney says he thinks those Sidewinders were pink shoes.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which makes sense, either that or socks or some kind of pants. I don't know.
Yeah, he was the Mad Bomber, known for his, he loved to go downfield. He loved to, throw the long ball, as I recall. And I'm even young enough to remember him when he was at Notre Dame. I think he was drafted, around 1962?
You answered my trivia question. I was just going to say, well, not really trivia, but just is where did he go to college? Do you know where he played his college
Notre
ball?
Dame.
Yeah. Did I send you that message, Brett, or even mention that Darryl LaMonica passed?
I saw it. You didn't send it to me, but I saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
Played for Ara Parsegan, I believe, at Notre
Okay.
Dame. I could be wrong. But
The Mad Bomber.
Or was it New Rockney? No, that was a
Lenny
different
says
era.
the Mad, yeah.
The Mad
I
Bomber.
said he was 80, not 180.
Not 180.
Yep. Born and raised, it looks like, in Fresno, California, which does a pretty good job of producing.
Good quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's the current NFL quarterback?
Well, now
I know one current NFL quarterback from Fresno State. Do you guys know who that is?
Derek Carr.
That's right. Also a Raider.
That's right.
Think about that.
So the Raider tradition.
Well, Northern California,
I would definitely. Yeah. Oakland.
Can't be far, right?
Yeah.
Well, it can. California's pretty big. But bigger than
Pretty
Cherville.
long. Pretty long state.
Yes, it is. But, he's the first quarterback I remember when I was watching the Raiders. I remember Blanda quarterbacking a little bit, but it's like Blanda wasn't the full-time guy. Maybe.
Well, didn't Blanda do everything? He was also the kicker, the punter, a quarterback.
He didn't run back kicks.
He didn't run back kicks.
He didn't do everything.
And he played very late. He was up there around Brady's age, wasn't he, or close? I know he played into his 40s.
Blanda did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I guess maybe in his later years he was just like a kicker. I'm not sure.
You know Darryl LaMonica's middle name? This is a trivia question that unless you just somehow read it or knew it, you would never, ever get.
I don't know.
His middle name. Pasquale.
Wow, Pasquale.
Darryl Pasquale LaMonica. And LaMonica, is that Italian since it ends in a vowel? It's my first
where
thought.
the Pasquale comes from.
Here it is, of Italian and Irish ancestry. I don't know. But, that's a middle name that I've never, Pasquale, Pasquale, that I've never seen used before. Maybe it is a surname, a last name of one of his ancestors, right? That's the way you get a lot of those names.
Yeah.
Right?
Could very well be. But who else did he play for beside the Raiders?
That's funny you should ask. Buffalo.
Okay.
It's right. It just popped up in front of me here on Wikipedia. His first stop, he was drafted by the Bills in the 24th round of the 63 AFL draft. He was selected by the two-time NFL champion Green Bay Packers in the 12th round of the 63 NFL draft. Now, I may be telling you wrong. Maybe he didn't play. It looks like he played at Buffalo because they don't even have Green Bay highlighted here.
Mm-hmm.
So, he came into duty after injuries or ineffectiveness, which led him to be dubbed the fireman. Put out fires, get it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Call
me the fireman.
That's right, the George Strait reference there. But had much of the same terms in playing time, 64, just threw it 55 of 128, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns, just modest numbers because he didn't play all the time. But then when he went to Oakland, it looks like he became the guy in Raiderland. He said he one time had 6 touchdown passes in a game against the team who originally drafted him, the Buffalo Bills. That comes from Rodney. 6 touchdown passes in a game is hard to do at any level.
Yeah.
Especially in NFL, and especially in that day and time when it was run first.
Yeah.
Yep. Lenny said, I heard this yesterday, and it surprised me. He still holds the Raiders record for most touchdowns in a season. 34.
Wow.
Is the
I
highest.
wonder who some of his
Derek Carr's got to break that.
Yeah.
2-time AFL MVP, according to Rodney.
So the Raiders just made it to the Super Bowl once when LaMonica was at the helm, right? Yes.
I think so. What's the Adam Sandler song that mentions Daryl LaMonica in it?
Hanukkah
Brett
song.
does. Yeah, the Hanukkah song.
The Hanukkah.
Yeah, the rhyme is Daryl LaMonica celebrates Hanukkah.
Good line. Good line.
Yeah, he's Jewish.
Yeah.
So I'll never forget that. You know, I don't know all the words in order, but
nonsense
it's
lyrics.
It's one of those.
Yes.
It's one of those you don't forget. I always liked the guy. You know, I mean, I always liked him, and I mean, obviously, it was in my youth growing up, and when it ended, he was definitely behind the scenes. He didn't do anything, did he? I don't remember him being a broadcaster. I don't remember him working for a team in the front office or anything.
Football,
Yeah,
I don't have any memory.
Yeah, and who you may be able to answer this, Mike or Rodney. In 1975, he played professional football for the Southern California Sun. This was after the Bills and after the Raiders. Played for the Southern California Sun in 75, but the USFL had not come along yet. That was around 1980 or 80 or 81.
Was that like a semi-pro team in that area, or I don't know.
I don't know.
California Suns.
The California Suns is exactly what it says, and I don't know what kind of. Well, you know what? It's blue, which means you can click on it. South California Sun, and it's not even with an S. It's the Southern California Sun. World Football League, and Charlotte had a team, right, in the World League. Didn't they play at the old? What is it? What is the name of the stadium downtown that was there forever?
Memorial Stadium.
Is that the name of it?
That's the name of it.
That don't sound right.
I think so.
Charlotte Memorial. I don't know. You know, Memorial Stadium was in Baltimore. The name of theirs for a long time, where the Colts played and the Orioles played until the new parks were built. Oh Lord, it's got. You know what? The first World Football League game he played in was. This is information I didn't even know existed. The first one he played was at Birmingham. Birmingham had a team. Okay. How many fans you think were in attendance? July the 10th, 1974. That's the roundabout figure. How many fans you think were in attendance at that first World Football League game featuring the Southern California Sun and the Birmingham Americans?
50.
You're very close.
Okay.
If you add 1,000 at the end.
I missed that.
53,000 people in Birmingham. Do people in Alabama love football?
Yeah, well, why weren't they successful then? I guess it was the whole league thing.
Well, because when they played at home in front of Philadelphia, there was 14,006.
Okay.
But there are also a 46,000 on here, which took place in Jacksonville. 31,000 at Houston.
It's a pretty good crowd.
A lot of them have the 20s, mid to upper 20s in attendance, but 53,000 at that first one that took place. Let's see. One of his favorite targets, talking back to LaMonica, was Freddie Stickum Biletnikoff.
Fred Biletnikoff,
yep.
Of course.
Yep. We got the commercials working?
We'll find out.
We're going to take a time out as we go to break. Don't look it up. Where did Fred Biletnikoff play his college football? Be quiet, Mike. Back in a moment. that intro music you're hearing, the next time we take a break, if we can't get spots, we'll just play music. If he's got a lengthy one, we'll just play music the entire time. Got to have the breaks this morning between the coffee sending me to the restroom and the allergies. Need a few breaks here and there.
Well, don't forget the donut. I've already had mine.
I'm not going to forget. I've never forgotten a donut. Brett knows that. He knows I've never forgotten.
By the way, we were mentioning, David, the Charlotte Stadium, courtesy of Ned Yates, who's on the ball today. American Legion Memorial Stadium, home of the Charlotte Hornets WFL franchise. Team moved from New York to Charlotte. Memorial Stadium built way back in the built with FDR. That was New Deal money, Federal Works Act, after the Depression. So probably in the 30s, would be my guess, sometime.
Yep.
Says it broke ground in 1934.
Okay.
Opened in 36.
Right. No. Because once FDR became president, he did start invoking the elements of the New Deal that resulted in so much infrastructure, parks, bridges all over the country.
I wonder who the first person was to ever decide and realize you could draw media and people to come watch you to take that shovel and do that first dig. Brett said breaking ground. People do this for all new structures now of any significance. Wonder who when the first time that was ever done.
Yeah, I have to go back a while.
Because when you put that shovel in the ground, you still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But you got to start somewhere, right?
Right.
Lenny says World Football League. Charlotte was not an original member, but got the team from New York for the second year. Later be known as the Charlotte Hornets.
We just can't get away from that Hornets.
No, okay. There's your good trivia question. Why are a lot of Charlotte teams called the Hornets? We've had football team, basketball teams got theirs back. It's permanent now, I guess.
And there's also a Hornets Nest Park in Charlotte.
Yep. You're getting very close to why. And I'm gonna tell you. We'll see if anybody. I think I know the answer to that. Let's see what it says here. Babe Parilli was the coach. Babe Parilli was the coach of the World Football Team. Let's see. Wrong. Babe Parilli was the coach. Where did he have Babe Parilli? This is all from Lenny. Charlotte playing in WFL Memorial Stadium. I think the quarterback was Babe Parilli. Okay, he thought that was the quarterback's name.
Yeah, I knew he was the quarterback.
Then he corrected his name and said, no, he was the coach. Parilli was the coach.
Yeah, but he was a quarterback, too, in his playing days, I believe, Babe Parilli.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. Where was I? What was I saying right before? Why is all the Hornets, supposedly, and I may have this wrong, somebody tell me, but I think I have heard that during the Revolutionary War that they said going into Charlotte was like going into a hornet's nest. Uh-huh. Somebody was quoted as saying that, and it's like it stuck, and that's why.
Okay. I doubt if we have more hornets here than any other part of the South. I don't know. We hadn't cornered the market on hornets.
Are we proud of them?
Yeah.
They will sting you.
Yeah.
Although the basketball team not so much. They don't really sting you.
No,
they don't get close enough to you. As according to y'all, they don't play enough defense. They don't get close enough to sting you.
Well, maybe that's why the coach is now fired. After a 44 and 38.
And you guys, I heard you two talking about this morning. I didn't even recognize the name you said.
How do you pronounce that name?
When you said that the coach had been released.
Corriega?
I
never could figure out how to pronounce his name.
When did it happen?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, I think. It's Borrego, isn't it?
Borrego, that's right, with the B.
So it's not even on my top stories. On it, that's not. Is that not worthy?
Didn't even rate that.
Okay, here comes one from Rodney. Rodney says the phrase Hornets had been associated with Charlotte since the Revolutionary War because Charlotte's fierce resistance to British occupation. British commander Lord Cornwallis referred to the city as a veritable nest of hornets. So see, I was right on it there.
You're very good.
Revolutionary War. This is Ned. British said it felt like they were in a hornet's nest as they moved through Charlotte or on a way to Guilford County. They were on their way to Guilford County. I don't know what's in Guilford County. They wanted the Greensboro Coliseum wasn't built yet.
Yeah,
right.
No ACC tournament. Yeah.
The Patriots were causing problems after problem from Kings Mountain to Greensboro, and now the Patriots cause problems for teams worldwide, nationwide.
Yeah,
especially since Belichick has been leading the Patriots. Right.
Well, of course, the famous Revolutionary War Battle of Kings Mountain was a big British loss, wasn't it? I mean, I think that was a key battle.
Lenny says during the American Revolution, the British fought in Charlotte area and said it was like fighting in a hornet nest. So,
okay.
I don't remember where I heard that, but
you're spot on.
It just stuck with me. The obvious reason they were going to Guilford County. Why did everybody migrate back then? Just think about it. There's an NFL team with a name because of this. There's a Charlotte team with a name because of this. What would
an
make
NFL team with a name because of this?
I didn't say that. Did not say NFL team with a name. Yeah, there is an NFL team. I did say that. There is an NFL team. Their name is because of this thing everybody wanted.
Must be gold.
There you go. Gold in Guilford County.
Gold in Guilford County. Gold in them there.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Flatlands.
Not flatlands. You can't say hills in Guilford.
The Piedmont. Gold in that there Piedmont. Mm-hmm. Along with copper and iron, Rodney says. Right. So, yep. Hey, history lessons, music lessons.
I think the whole thing today is focus has been history and music.
But sports has led to most of it. The Billy Joel thing is because he's in concert tonight. Not necessarily everything else. It's fun.
Sure it is.
This has been spring break week. There hasn't been quite as much going on high school wise, but now, as we get in here, we're going to let
now, this also is a big week for college players who are not seniors to make their draft decisions to enter the draft or not, or come back.
To draft or not to draft?
Draft or not to draft. Still waiting. Just heard yesterday or last night that Jeremy Roach, the point guard, is coming back to Duke. We don't know yet about Caleb Love.
Making his decision today. Is that what you said, Brett, or he just said that he's going to announce that he's staying?
I don't think he said it. It was just a report.
If he comes back, there'll be preseason. Carolina will be preseason number one.
Yeah, and
they
should
already
be.
are.
And I think he's coming back, or there's no reason Baycott would have stayed if he didn't.
Right.
If he didn't know two of those guards were coming back.
Yeah, I agree. So everybody's returning from that team except for, of course, Manick is not eligible since he transferred from Oklahoma. But the rest of the cast.
I thought he transferred from the Seattle Wilderness.
Yeah, they had the hair and the beard going at the same time. But they should be one of the preseason favorites.
Lenny says the police cars in Charlotte have a hornet's nest emblem on them.
Okay.
So, yep.
Well, now didn't we have a professional team?
Football wants to be called
baseball,
professional.
But we had I thought we had a baseball team at one time. Played at Crockett Park.
I think they went by Hornets at one time.
I think they went by Hornets. Yeah. I don't know what their affiliation was.
I'm pretty sure they were the Hornets at one time playing in Crockett Park. I'm trying to remember what they were called when I used to go watch Ripken and Cal Ripken Jr. and Eddie Murray playing for that team. The O's. It was just the O's at that time. Yeah.
Charlotte O's?
Yeah, instead of the Orioles, they were just the O's.
Okay.
I do remember that. Had a hat or two.
Crockett Park.
In that day. Brad, I'm going to leave it up to you here. Get us rolling on something. And Lenny sent something that we will mention. But first, I want to go through a little bit of the NBA playoffs. Did I see Boston actually leads Brooklyn 2-0?
Yeah.
Did they play? Didn't play last night.
No,
Game
they
3
played
today.
Tonight. Yeah.
And they're in Brooklyn now, I'm sure.
Yeah. This is huge for Brooklyn, right, Brett? I mean, you can't go down 3-0. I mean,
no, you don't want to.
But I guess the big thing is Ben Simmons going to play, and does it really matter? He hadn't played in a year.
Did they want him to come play, or has he just said, "I want to play, or I'm taking my ball and leaving"?
Oh no, I don't. I think they want him to play. It's the problem has been I don't know what's going on.
When's the last time he's played? Actually, a year and a half. I mean, he hasn't even.
Yes, sometime last season.
Yeah, last season.
I think he played in the playoffs last year.
Or
a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
now he is a really good defender, and he could help guard, Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. Yeah. I don't know how much he'll help on offense. He might help.
But
open things up.
I heard a little dialogue about it yesterday somewhere on I think it was Get Up or something on ESPN. The former Seton Hall coach, P.J. Carlesimo, and pro coach, he didn't think he should play because the chemistry of the team. He hadn't played in a year. How could he help them? But then there was another guy who said, "Yeah, you're down 2-0. You got to take."
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could hurt. A guy that's never played with Brooklyn
with that team.
Yeah. He's never been on the floor with Durant or Kyrie.
How big was the spread in Game 2? I know Boston hit a buzzer beater on a very nice play they ran in Game 1, and Jason Tatum hit basically a layup at the horn. It was so close to the horn it had to be reviewed a few times to make sure, right, before it actually beat the buzzer. And were they down a point or were they tied when he hit that shot? There's a lot more pressure if you're down a point for that.
Yeah, they were down 1
for that play to work just right and get you.
I think he got the shot off in plenty of time. I think the review was to see if there should be any time put on the clock.
Okay. Go ahead.
Game 2, Boston won by 7, but Brooklyn led. Boston didn't take the lead until about the 6 or 7 minute mark of the fourth quarter. Brooklyn led the whole, 3.5 quarters.
Wow. Those are the ones that hurt you.
Yeah.
I think.
But Durant was, I think, 0 for 10 in the second half. Kyrie didn't have a good game. I mean, Brooklyn just didn't play well at all.
Well, last night the Hawks beat the Heat 111-110. That series now 2-1 still in Miami's favor. So that was the first game in Atlanta. The Bucks beat the Bulls 111-81. That is a serious thumping on the road, right? On the road, I might add.
And that's after losing Chris Middleton.
Oh, wow.
In Game 2.
Didn't know that. What has he done? Injury-wise?
I think his was a knee injury. Yeah. They're not sure his time. I think they said it'd be reevaluated in a couple weeks.
Ooh.
So, yeah, and that's their, second best player.
Yeah. Well, my next question, can they win it without him? They can win this series, right? But they probably can't win the whole thing without him.
I doubt it.
Yeah. So who does that put in that spot now? Who's that put more pressure on for the Bucks to pick it up?
Well, I guess a little bit of everybody that starts.
And who would be his replacement?
Grayson Allen had 22 last night. He was their leading scorer.
For the Bucks?
Yeah. But he came off the bench. I guess Wesley Matthews, Bobby Portis. Those are the two guys that look like they kind of filled in.
111-81. This game was over by halftime, it looks like to me. It looks like it was 60-41.
Oh, yeah, it was over early.
Although all games aren't over at halftime with big leads.
No.
The other game last night, the Suns and the Pelicans.
Go ahead, I'm going to talk to Lenny.
Okay. The Suns and the Pelicans went at it last night. A very good game, very close game. And and I don't know how, but the Pelicans are staying in this with the Suns, who are not the 1 seed.
Yeah, Mike, 64-18 record.
Yeah.
Best in the NBA.
114-111, but this just puts Phoenix up 2-1 because the Pelicans did win a game.
Yeah.
In Phoenix.
And certainly Brandon Ingram gave it his best shot last night for the Pelicans. 34.7 boards, 2 assists.
How about that? And I think did he not play a key role in that win?
That win, too, for the Pelicans. So.
Yep. Ayton had 28, 17, and 1 in a losing effort for Phoenix last night.
A winning effort for Phoenix.
A winning effort for Phoenix. Thank you. Yeah, I got them backwards. That was game 2
right.
That was
and you look at all three of these, David. I mean, the Heat, they're still up 2-1. Bulls up 2-1. Suns up 2-1 on the Pelicans. The favorites are in control of the series right now. I mean, of course, that could change. You get 2-2, then it's anybody's game, I guess. Not anybody's game, but
it is. It is. If you get to 2-2, I mean, that puts the pressure on the higher seed.
Yeah, but 2 teams are about to wrap theirs up. 76ers lead their series 3-0, and
while you're there, they will play today. I want to go ahead and throw it out there. They will play today at 2:00 on TNT. Sixers and Raptors.
Right.
Go ahead.
And the Warriors, Golden State Warriors, are up 3-0, so they're close to wrapping up their series.
Yeah. If I had to pick somebody to win it right now, it'd be Golden State again, I think. I mean.
Oh, thank you. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
They got to get by the Suns, obviously.
The Maverick and the Jazz play today. That game's going to be in Utah. That's the Dallas leads the series 2-1. The Celtics and the Nets play tonight on ESPN at 7:30. Probably if you want to just single one out and watch a good one. Yeah, it is.
It's
drama. Must
win.
Must wins are only when you're facing elimination.
Yeah.
But if the Nets don't win this one, it's very unlikely that they can come back from a 3-0 deficit.
And this is a team that started the season with that 3-headed monster, right? You had
well, they thought.
But it didn't turn out to be much of a monster, actually.
The Celtics at the Nets tonight.
Well, they started the season without Kyrie.
That's right, and the whole COVID
because
thing.
of the COVID vaccine. Yeah. And then Harden and Durant just, I guess, couldn't get their chemistry.
Yeah.
And you said
together
that. Now I heard that Durant really didn't play well at all in Game 2. Like this, led the league in turnovers that night. I think
he was 0 for 10 with 4 turnovers.
Just 4
in the second half.
The analysts made it sound like he had 10. Yeah. I mean, seriously. So he just had 4.
Well, I guess for a guy that doesn't play point guard, 4 turnovers in a half is a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Were they passing mistakes, or do you even recall?
I remember him dribbling off his leg, and the ball went out of bounds one time. He just didn't look like himself.
Fundamental stuff.
On the other hand, Chris Paul last night for Phoenix, 14 assists, 0 turnovers.
Yeah.
Well, in his 3 games in the playoffs, he's got 32 assists and 2 turnovers.
Yeah, that's in
3 playoffs.
That wins games.
And without Devin Booker, I mean that's what he's going to have to do. Injuries have really been key so far in the playoffs.
Well, Rodney asked Phoenix's Booker out with a hamstring injury. Is he out, or is he's got out with a question mark?
That could be 2 or 3 weeks.
Could it?
That's a 2 or 3 week injury.
Okay.
I doubt he comes back in this series.
Rodney says Middleton's MCL is sprained. He's out 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks, they'll probably be eliminated, but because that'll take you into the 3rd round, will it not?
Yeah,
or 4th.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee could survive without Middleton. I don't think Phoenix. I think Phoenix will beat New Orleans without Booker. I don't know if they would win the next round. Does it put a lot more pressure on Giannis to pick up the slack with Middleton? I don't know. Man can only do so much. Yeah, I mean he probably isn't going to do any more than he already does. Yeah. He only had 18 last night, but they won by 30. So. Well, 18 points though is can the guy coming off the bench that's going to fill in one of those spots can he give him 18? Probably not. Yeah, well, I don't. That's what I said. Grayson Allen scored 22. Yeah, off the bench. That's a boost. He was 8 for 12. Bobby Portis scored 18. He was 7 for 14.
Where's Bobby Portis from? Why I know the name, but
he's been around a while. He played at Arkansas.
Any kin to Clinton?
Yeah, maybe.
Does he have that kind of charisma, that kind of personality?
A little bit.
Does he?
But he's 6'10". So he doesn't look anything like Clinton
Portis. A
Portis.
little bit difference in height. Who you saw in an airport one time. Right?
Yeah.
The Celtics and the Nets, that gets underway at 7:30 tonight, ESPN. The late game, Grizzlies and Timberwolves, 10 o'clock on ESPN. The Grizzlies, are they the most underrated team in the whole thing? Because they're 56-26. That's 30 games over 500 in regular season.
Based on that, they should be the favorite to come out of the East.
But you don't hear much about them.
No, you don't.
You don't. Who's their stars, Brett, other than
Ja Morant?
Other than
the
Morant.
big star.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know Tyus Jones?
Yes.
He plays for the – I know you know him. Did you know he has led the league in assist-to-turnover ratio for 4 straight years?
Yeah, well.
And he doesn't start. He comes off he's their backup point guard.
For the Grizzlies.
This year he had it was like 7-point-something to 1 assist-to-turnover ratio.
Pretty good.
All-time best in the NBA for a season.
And he's coming off the bench doing that. I did not know that. I couldn't even told you Tyus Jones was in Memphis. But no,
we've had so many one-and-doners at Duke that I just lose track of it.
Oh, and you know what? You go back over the years, I can't even name the names, much less where they are, because I don't know where they are. That's for sure. I know Ingram.
Where is
about it.
Harry Giles now?
I know, and somebody out there might agree with me. I know where Tatum is because if I follow anybody, it's most likely the Celtics. For some reason, Celtics in Utah. But I can't even tell you the Utah.
Well, Tatum's probably the best. He might not be the most well-known Duke player in the NBA. I'd say Kyrie is.
Yeah, because he's always in the news.
Yeah.
Who's the best one-and-done
those are the best
out
two.
of Duke?
The best one and done?
Got to be Kyrie.
To come out of
Duke. Got to be Kyrie, I would think.
I mean, Kyrie and Tatum are the two best
Duke
players in the NBA.
Yep.
Well, and Ingram's actually stepped it up.
He is.
He stepped
but
it up.
he's not as good as those two.
Yep. And like we've always
Kyrie's
said,
actually won NBA titles.
Another thing, too, with Cleveland, one of those things is you always think about, too, is it matters where you get dealt, where you wind up.
Yeah.
Just like it does for quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
Kyrie went to an awful Cleveland team, but then LeBron came back, and they were, in the finals every year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys, I'm going to throw this question at you. I'm going to throw this statement at you from Rodney and see how you guys feel about this. Talking about the Hornets, the general manager, Mitch Kupchak, is the one that needed to be fired instead of James Borrego. Now, Rodney's a Carolina fan, so he's not just cracking on Kupchak because he's a Carolina guy. Rodney thinks that is where they made their mistake, that they should have changed GMs and not coaches. So what do you guys – I mean, do you even have a comment on that? Do you even have a feeling?
I don't know the dynamics of the team. Is it the players or is it the coaching / management that keeps them from really getting in the playoffs, although they had a couple play-in chances? I don't know. But they do have some young good players.
I don't watch them enough to know what, is it is it personnel or is it X's and O's, and not just X's and O's in the NBA, but respect as a coach. I don't know if the guy gets the respect from the players that you need. What else you got to have to be a successful NBA coach?
Yeah, I don't know, and just based on their roster, I think they had a pretty good season. I mean, I wouldn't say they
38.
I wouldn't say they underachieved.
No,
they could score a lot of points,
but they did get blown out in their.
They could score a lot of
play-in
points.
game.
I guess it's the two play-in blowout losses that got Borrego.
They were beaten by like 30 or 40 in that first one, and then who beat them the second time? Who they play in the?
Was it Atlanta that beat them this year?
Destroyed them.
So who beat them in the first one? Or was that their only playoff?
No, they just
they only got one.
They got to the play-in last year.
I know you
That's
told
their
me,
2 losses were the last.
I know you told me that some
seasons.
teams got 2 chances. In that play, and they weren't one of them though.
No,
and didn't deserve it.
Yeah,
not when you play your one play-in game you lose. Was it exactly 30?
29.
29. Yeah, That's pretty close to 30.
And, and the goal has to be to make the playoffs. So he did not, or the team did not do that the last 2 years. They had an opportunity to at least get into first round.
And we got to talk about this. The biggest news this week in college basketball was not about who's entering the draft. It was about who's retiring. Jay Wright decides to step down at age 60. Mm-hmm. I think everybody I've talked to was surprised by this. He has got one of the top 5 programs in the country right now. They've been to the Final Four, 3 times in 5 years or 6 years or something like that?
Yeah.
Won a title?
2 titles.
Two titles.
Yeah.
Why? So why? What is the deal? Why? Has he got something else up his sleeve? Is he really
That's
that
what
tired?
I'm thinking.
Why is he stepping down?
He could be tired, 21 years, but a lot of people are trying to connect the dots. Coach K retiring, Rory Williams last year, Jay Wright, top, 3 of the top coaches in the profession. That has got to do with the new rules, the transfer portal, dealing with NIL, name, image, likeness. I don't know, or is it just coincidence that, of course, in K's case, he's 75, so Wright's only 60, which you would think he would still have some years left in the tank, but I don't know. I think.
Yeah,
Wright,
I thought with Kay and Roy, they just reached that age.
They just reached that age.
They were just ready.
They're ready.
Ready to slow down.
Yeah,
but both of those really did some fabulous things in their 60s.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They
did.
I mean, like cut down the nets. They won national titles.
Well, maybe Jay Wright
titles.
decided he wanted to enjoy retirement at a little younger age than some of these other guys.
It's possible.
I mean, I could see Jay Wright doing TV. I mean, he's got that charisma. I mean, maybe that's what he has on his mind later. I don't know. Certainly.
Oh, he can do about anything he wants to do.
To.
But I just.
Yeah, I don't see him going and coaching an NBA team. I mean, he might be interested in that, but that don't seem like his thing.
They had slipped.
But yeah, TV. I could definitely see him on TV.
Had they slipped a little bit,
But they haven't.
No.
You got the Final Four this year. I mean, really, their run over the last 6 years has been better than anybody in basketball, almost, right?
I'm going to go back to something Lenny just said on the Hornets, and then I'm going to go right back into this Villanova thing because there's a couple things I want to make sure that we all know. Lanny and I talked about this a couple days ago. I just, for some reason, but it come back to my mind here. Here's what Lenny's saying. Hornets need to draft Mark Williams because they need a rim protector. He will probably be available based on mock drafts. They have plenty of offense, but they need paint protection.
Well,
so that's his specialty. I would say that's his specialty. So.
Well, they do need. Well, Brett mentioned their lack of defensive prowess earlier, and it's the reason that they got blown out in some of these games. But yeah, I can see that. When is the NBA lotteries? What, sometime in May?
It's very close to the NFL draft. It seems like it's just a week later, isn't it, Brett? Usually
I think they did the lottery
before
around the conference finals.
Yeah.
Which will be in a few more weeks.
The draft's after the NBA Finals, late June.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my trivia question today, and don't look this up. I bet you Lenny will know it, Rodney will know it, somebody will know it. But did you guys know? Let's see. I'm trying to find the exact dates here. More text messages rolling in. This is. I want to get this right because this is something I didn't even realize till a couple days ago when Lanny and I were talking. I'm trying to find a year on here, and somebody may have to help me with it. But I know I'm trying to find what year did Raleigh Massimino start coaching at Villanova?
That's a good question. We know the year he won it in '85, but I don't know when he started.
Yeah, and for some reason, out of all the things that are popping up on here, that is not one of the things. But my point is they've only had 3 head coaches at Villanova since Massimino took over, whatever year that was.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing in the 70s?
73.
73, thank you. So 73, that's a season.
He had a pretty long run.
Almost 40 years they've had 3 coaches.
Who came after
There
Massimino?
you go. That's my trivia question.
That's almost 50 years.
That's my trivia question.
I got it.
So don't, if you know it and you looked it up, and Brett probably sees it now.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I see he was 73 to 92.
Yeah.
So you're saying there was one guy in there between him and Jay Wright.
That's right.
There is. And I know the name.
And he was at 20. Wright was 21 years, so he must have started around 2000.
I would have never gotten it though. I could have sat here all day, and I don't think I would have ever gotten it.
I know who it is.
Okay, Lenny got it.
Steve Lapis.
Yep, Steve Lapis. What do you know about him?
He occasionally is a guest on Mark Packer's show.
Yeah, I've heard him on there.
Okay,
that's
who it was. That's who it was.
Yeah.
From 92 to 01. And if I would have looked at the right place, Massimino's, it's right there beside his name on Wikipedia. It's right there beside it, and I didn't find it. 73 to 92. They've only had 3 coaches. I mean, that's
not many.
That's
I mean, that's up there rivaling. Of course, the Duke only had 1 coach during that time. Carolina's only had what?
Well, Duke's wasn't quite that long. I mean, because Shesky started what, 80?
80.
So, yeah.
1980.
And this was 73, but still, just to have 3 coaches.
Yeah,
and the only reason they're leaving is not fired, I'm guessing. Raleigh retired. I don't know about Lapis. I don't know if he was just.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of record Lapis had at Villanova.
174 and 110. Won 61% of his games.
That's pretty good.
Raleigh doesn't have. It's not showing his, but he was 20 and 10 in the NCAA tournament. Raleigh was, yeah.
A good record.
Jay Wright. Let's see what we can find out about Jay Wright. Overall, goodness, a lot more information. You can tell the computer age. A lot more information here on Jay Wright. I don't see right off the bat. I don't see right off the bat.
You don't see
his
the
one
right
loss
stuff.
record. I don't see his 1 loss record. Just
which one? Jay Wright?
Yeah, I'll let you see if you can find that while I'm.
Overall,
came from Hofstra.
Overall, 642 and 282, but that's including Hofstra.
Excellent record.
Yes.
At Villanova, 520 and 197.
Ooh,
73% of his games.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. That's a good job. I don't know if there's an assistant going to take over or if but that's a good job.
It looks like they've already named.
That's a good job.
According to Wikipedia, they already have their coach.
Yeah,
Kyle Neptune.
Yep.
And he's from Uranus.
Yeah, he's
good one.
He was an assistant at Villanova from 2013 to 2021. Then he spent 1 year as the Fordham head coach.
Oh. So he's coming back to Villanova.
Sounds like a good fit. I mean, just from what you said, just sounds like a good
fit.
They
could have even asked, for Jay Wright's recommendation.
Sure.
I don't.
Sure. He probably had he probably had a replacement in mind when he gave him his resignation.
The guy played at Lehigh
and told him.
Has there ever been an instance, guys, where a legendary coach, an iconic coach, didn't get his way in naming or helping with the selection of his successor? We know it didn't happen with Williams or Kay. They got the guy they wanted.
I don't know. I thought we just had that recently. I thought something just happened recently in college athletics. May not have been basketball, might have been football. But it seems like there was something that we talked about that.
Well,
they wanted this guy, but they said no, we're not doing that. We're going this way, and I can't remember who it was. It might even been a pro sport. I don't know. I'm lost. I can't remember.
There is one revelation in the book on Coach K by Ian Connor of the New York Post that actually, when Kay announced that he was going to retire and was going to do a farewell season, that the Duke brass wanted Tommy Amaker to come back and be the coach. But Kay, of course, wanted his top assistant, James.
And that could be what I'm trying to think of. Did you give the record? Because Rodney sent it to me. Just at Nova, 355 and 241. That was Raleigh.
And I only gave you Jay Wright.
Yeah. And Raleigh, I didn't even realize. I'd forgot this. I don't even remember this happening. But Lenny says that Raleigh didn't retire. He went to he left to go to UNLV all on his own. Did you guys remember him going to UNLV and coaching? That
Yeah, I did. When you said he retired, I thought he had another college gig.
Yeah, I guess he went right after Tarkanian.
Yeah.
It says he coached 92 to 94, and then Cleveland State, 96 to 03.
Wow, pretty good long run.
Here's something I want you to look at, Brett. If you can. Massimino won 59.6 or a .596 winning percentage, but he won 59.6% of his games. I want to compare that to Krzyzewski and Roy.
And that was just at Villanova.
Because I'm going to say, I don't know, maybe I'm totally off. I would think they won 70%.
Oh, yeah.
But I may be way off on that. I would think that.
Roy's is, I think, really high
at
Carolina.
80%.
Right. Because 59 in college basketball.
It's not that great.
No, it's not. Because
not at a big-time program.
A lot of games are gimmies.
Yeah.
I mean, they just are. They should be gimmies.
Roy overall, 77%. That's at Kansas and
See what
Carolina.
I mean, and Krzyzewski's wasn't that high probably. He's probably
75, 76%.
72.
That's what I'm guessing.
Roy won 80% of his games at Kansas.
Yeah,
so he had a better percentage at Kansas than
77% at Carolina.
You know what?
No, I'm sorry. 75% at Carolina.
And
77 overall.
Okay, 80 at Kansas.
80 at Kansas.
Which, do I think he had better players? No, I think they played lesser of a schedule.
Yeah, at that time.
Because Duke and Carolina both play pretty good schedules.
I don't think the Big 12.
The Big 12 wasn't as good.
Yeah, during
Roy's as
tenure.
balanced at that time.
Not like it is now.
And think about this. Now, Roy didn't have to go through this, but if you go back in history, there's always been a team that rose to the top, went back down, rose to the top, went back down. Duke stayed up there longer than anybody other than Carolina. Carolina's, is always a different challenge for them. Who's it going to be? Mm-hmm. Virginia in the 80s,
Well,
NC State at sometimes.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech even has had some years where they were the team challenging.
Yeah, but only Carolina and Duke have been consistently.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Top. It's always somebody else that. I guess the most consistent program in there has been Florida State.
Yeah.
Since Hamilton's
Hamilton
been there, and they've been pretty consistent. Although they weren't great this year, but for the most part, they're one of the teams that Duke, 3 out of 4 years.
Coach K won 78.5% at Duke.
78.5, and probably lower than that at.
Oh, way lower.
Yeah,
55.
Yeah,
at Army.
Well, which is probably good.
He did take them to the NIT a couple of years. I don't think they ever made the NCAA tournament.
They had a 20-8 year and a 19-9.
Yeah, they were NIT type stuff. Which at Army in basketball was thought to be pretty good.
Rodney says a few interesting facts on Roy. Fastest coach to win 900 games. Only coach to win at least 400 with two different schools. 418 Kansas, 485 at UNC.
Right.
One of two coaches to be selected AP Press, Associated Press Coach of the Year at two different schools. Tony Bennett also has that distinction. So Bennett did it. Where was he before he hit Virginia?
I can't remember.
I always want to say Wisconsin Green Bay, but that's where he played, right?
Yeah,
he played for his dad at Wisconsin Green Bay.
That's right.
So where did he win National Coach of the Year?
Yeah.
Before I bet it was in New York. I don't know, or San Francisco, since it's Tony Bennett.
He coached at Washington
left his
State.
Heart there.
Coached where?
Washington State from 06 to 09.
Well, that must be where it was. That must. I mean,
Don't remember the Cougars ever doing much in the NCAA tournament, do you?
I don't know. Don't remember? No, I don't remember, but I'm not going to say they didn't. Not going to say they didn't.
Yep, AP National Coach of the Year 2007.
Yep.
Washington State 2018.
Lenny got that and sent it to me. He knew it was the Cougars of Washington State, and Rodney sent me the WSU.
3 years, they were 26-8, 26-9, and 17-16.
Pretty good.
Made one Sweet 16.
Think about this.
Probably had the lowest scoring average in the country during those years.
Basically, in the last 1 year calendar period, how would you rank? Okay, and I think we lost 3 coaches that would be in the top 5 currently in a year's time.
That's
Roy retired, Krzyzewski retired, and Jay Wright retiring, and all 3 schools they're associated with were in the Final Four this year.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's going on? It just makes – I understand, of course, Krzyzewski and Roy.
Well, now there are only a handful of active coaches that have won a title.
Yeah, we went over that, didn't we?
The only ones that have won 2 are Bill Self and Rick Pitino.
That's the only coaches coaching that have won multiples.
Yeah, and Pitino, one of his was vacated, amazing. Which I still consider. He won that title.
Too.
Yep, that's pretty amazing to me. I did not. Only 2 coaches, current college coaches, have won. There's more than that in college football. Are there? Okay, let me ask you this: in college football, current head coaches, are there more than 2? I can just name 2 off the top of my head. Saban.
Yeah.
But Saban and Dabo.
Yeah.
Is
I
there
was
another
trying to
one?
think, is Les Miles, did he even win 2?
Is he coaching now?
He won 1.
He just won 1?
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter if he's
Are you sure he just won 1? Didn't they win 2 before Burrow? Hadn't they won 3 in the last?
Well, I know
15
Saban
years,
won
maybe?
1.
There you go. That's it.
Saban won
Saban.
one of those at LSU.
Yeah. Say he don't care where he's at. He's going to win.
I know that because they beat Oklahoma.
Does he? He really don't care where he's at. He's just going to win it. Miles won it, I think, with some of the worst offense, but the defense was so low.
Yeah.
Didn't they win a game like 9-3?
Yeah.
Maybe the championship game might have been 9-3 or something. I can't remember.
Abysmal offense.
But yeah, are there any other current college football coaches
with
that
more
have,
than 1? Yeah, 2.
in this era? How many have 1? How many out there? Obviously, the most recent one was Kirby. Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
He finally got 1 at Georgia.
Notre Dame never won 1.
No, wait. Brett will argue with that. They don't say never won 1. I know, not with the current coaches.
No, I'm talking about current coaches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Teams that have been close. Oregon hasn't.
has
Chip Kelly never got the national title. I
mean, Auburn won.
Lincoln
just
Riley,
won, right? Was that with who was coaching Auburn when they won it? Was it Gene Chizik or Gus Malzahn?
It was one of the others.
Yeah. It was Gene Chizik.
Was it?
Yeah.
And he's not coaching now.
Lincoln Riley now at USC.
And that was, Cam Newton won that title.
Man,
had anything to do with
we're
coaching.
having a hard time finding a college football coach that's won a title.
And Urban Meyer's out of football, and he's won multiple.
We've named 3. Is that all there are?
Yep.
Is that all there are? Current coaches that have won the national, and in college basketball, surely we can get to 3 in college basketball, even though we've lost three heavyweights. I don't know.
Well,
I can give you 1.
Boeheim won 1.
Tony Bennett.
He's won 1.
Did Jimbo Fisher win a title? He did, didn't he?
Yep, 1
at Florida State. He sure did.
He got to the semis another time.
So that's another one. He sure did.
Yeah, he did.
That's hard though. I mean, it's also amazing because,
And Ed Orgeron is not coaching right now.
No, he would be.
It shows you how long Clemson and Alabama during those years dominated it.
We got to take one more time out. We're going to see if our commercial spots
I think we've got
will play for you.
Oh.
We'll be back with the fourth quarter in a moment.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit mooneyinsurance.com. At Stifel Nicholas, we're committed to offering investors personalized investment guidance. We're a full-service organization with departments staffed with professionals that specialize in a wide range of investment opportunities, from the most conservative to the most aggressive. We strive to give each account, regardless of size, careful, individual attention. Call Fort Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times.
And welcome back. Final 15 minutes or so of sports talk this morning. Glad to have you with us. David Keever, Mike Powell, Brett Keever. Beautiful Saturday morning. I tell you, the weather's good. Starting to get a little hot, though. Low to mid-80s. That's a little hot.
That's, for me, it's hot.
Yeah.
I'm ready for shorts weather. You guys have already broken out the shorts.
Rodney giving props to his son Seth, as well he should, and their team, the Caldwell Community College Cobras.
Yeah, they're ranked in the top 3, Division III nationally, or something like that.
They swept a doubleheader at Gardner Webb, playing the Gardner Webb developmental team, whatever that is. They have, let's see, they have 2 doubleheader homestands left, he says, at Walker Stadium in Lenoir. Saturday, the April 23rd, that's today, at 1 and 4 o'clock against Rockingham Community College. And then Saturday next weekend, the 30th, So if next weekend's the 30th, that means 2 weeks from today is the Kentucky Derby.
Right. I will say I'd love for Rodney's son's team to play the Gaston College Rhinos again. They did in the season opener. I went to that game. It was 8-3 Rhinos over Caldwell at the old Walker Stadium in Lenoir. It's interesting. Caldwell ranked very high in Division III. You know, Gaston College has been in the top 5 of Division II about all season.
They have
about half the season. And by the way, they have a big series this weekend. Today, a doubleheader at Catawba Valley Community College, and then a single game on Sunday.
Next weekend's where I was going to go with Caldwell real quick. Their games are against Thomas Nelson next week on Saturday and Sunday. Rodney says Seth should be scheduled or will be scheduled to start both opening games if anybody would like to watch him pitch.
Now, do they have playoffs in Division III? I mean, I wonder. I'm not sure how that works. Gaston's ineligible this year because they're a first-year team.
Well, I'm sure there's some sort of playoffs.
Got to be.
Got it,
Yeah.
Denny, good morning, Denny Hoover. He says,
right.
now this is you talking about having a bad morning and having a good morning at the same time? Can you do that? Lenny is.
That's
Lenny.
what we've had, sort of.
Denny is listening to our show, and that's not the bad part. That's the good part.
Okay.
While spreading mulch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that mulch will make you sneeze or would make me sneeze
over
and over. That's some strong smelling stuff. You know, we were talking about coaches a few minutes ago, and who's in college football that's won a national championship? How many coaches are there that's won a national championship? You want me to tell you what's wrong with college football?
Hey, we left out one.
Who?
Mac Brown.
Mac Brown has won a national title.
That's right. Yeah.
Did you just look that up?
I was looking for a list.
That's funny. Nobody answered that for us because many
Brown.
Carolina fans as we've got out there that he did win one with Vince Young.
Yeah. And one of the greatest games ever played against
beat
USC,
the Trojans.
The mighty Trojans.
The men of Troy.
Yeah. Pete Carroll.
But here's what's wrong with college football. And it's going to take me about 15 words to say it. Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Clemson, Alabama, Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, Florida State, Alabama, Alabama, Auburn, Alabama, Florida, and LSU.
That's it. Yeah,
you know what that is? That's
SEC domination.
That's a list of national champions.
Yeah.
I don't know what you can do to fix it.
You can't.
Not
under the current format, which runs through 2026.
I still think the only way you come close is expanding the college football playoffs from 4 to at least 8 because it gives you more choices.
Yeah.
Okay, help me here. Georgia, Alabama, LSU, and Clemson. That's amazing. Amazing that we've had 4 in 4 years, first of all.
I know.
You know. But then after that, you got Alabama, Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, Florida State, Alabama, Auburn, Alabama. So since 2009, you've had 7 teams, 7 schools, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, win 13 titles.
Yep.
You know, so you can't say that about college basketball, can you? 7 in 13 seasons?
No. Oh, you know.
I don't know. I'm just.
Well, Jay Wright's run was what, 2 in 3 years.
So since 2000,
I'd say Carolina's won 3 in that period, hadn't it? Because Roy won 3.
Roy won 3.
Since what year?
2009.
The Carolina won it in 2009.
Okay.
And then they won it in, what was it, 2017 or 18?
2017.
Wasn't there one in between there or not?
Nope.
I can't remember.
No, his other one was earlier, 05, I think.
05
Okay.
with that was the
Okay. But I mean,
Villanova won 2.
in that time period, has Duke had 2?
Duke's had 2.
In that time period, Villanova's had 2.
2010 and 2015.
That's
for
6
Duke.
of them. I mean, I'm just trying to compare it.
Kansas won. Baylor won.
If you have more teams making the playoffs, at least
Virginia
kids may
won.
say, if I'm a top recruit right now in the country, I'm going to Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, LSU. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
If you want to win a title,
Yeah.
Yeah.
LSU
I think Southern Cal is about to change the scene
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to get to Alabama's level, but I think they're going to get up there.
Why
close.
was there?
And at when Lincoln Riley was at Oklahoma, they weren't far from that level.
They made the playoffs. They made the Final Four 3 times.
Yeah.
And honestly, they should have beat Georgia in the Rose Bowl, and I do think they could have beaten Alabama for the national title. I had no defense, of course.
You go ahead and think that.
Wishful thinking doesn't matter, but they should have. They could have beaten Georgia. Had them, what was it, 35-18 at the half, something like that. But yeah, I think Lincoln Riley at USC with his offensive mind and the way he can recruit quarterbacks and skill position players, if he can get the defense going.
Like them or not, Southern Cal should be good.
They should be good every year.
They should be good.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's almost an embarrassment.
It is.
Embarrassment when you've only got one.
Yeah.
Okay, which one right now currently is more of a powerhouse, Southern Cal or Oregon?
Right now, I'd have to give Oregon the edge. But I think that's going to change, as Brett says.
But the West Coast, I mean, from the Rockies west, is not loaded with great football programs.
No, it's not. But there are some good football players in California.
Yes.
I
didn't say it wasn't loaded with players.
Yeah, they've all gone other places.
When I said not loaded with good football programs, I meant good college football programs.
That's right.
It's not loaded with good.
No,
college.
Southern Cal and UCLA should be really good.
Right.
Absolutely,
every year.
I agree. I don't know how Arizona don't. I mean, if Arizona and Arizona State are good, the best player's still going to want to go to Southern Cal, is he not?
Yeah.
Or if he got the opportunity, or he should want to. I'll put it that way. That should be a strong enough program out west that the kids are just dying to go there. Is what I'm saying.
Let me ask you guys: do you think the Oregon brand, because it was so popular with their all the innovations they did with uniforms and all the other stuff they did to create that brand, is that kind of faded? You think at this point? It seems like it has.
Let me tell you what they've done versus what Southern Cal's done.
Well, I know they've been a lot better.
Who's the coach at Southern Cal?
Lincoln Riley now.
Who's the coach at Oregon?
Well, they just lost Mario Cristobal to Miami.
That wasn't my question.
Dan Lanning.
Okay.
That's his name. And he came from Georgia.
That's not a household name.
No, they haven't been the same since Chip Kelly left.
No. But he was the innovator. Kelly was the innovator.
So why did somebody jump all over Cristobal?
Is it Cristobal or Cristobal? Cristobal.
I think it's Cristobal because I always call him Crystal Ball. But I think it's Cristobal.
Well, he went in there and beat Ohio, roughed up Ohio State, last year to begin the season. But
yeah, now, don't get me wrong. I think they're still top 10 program. Oregon is a top 10 program.
Yeah, I think they're still good.
Southern Cal should be top 5.
Well,
every year.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely. I agree.
And I don't know what the solution is. I mean, is there another football program?
They've got it. I'm telling you,
they just got it. They just got there.
I think they'll be top 5.
My God,
maybe not next year, but the year after.
Lincoln Riley is 38. I mean, he's young.
Yeah, and you know what? That relates this day and time to. He knows what social media is. And there's a lot of coaches out there coaching, still in sports that don't. That's. You and I, Mike, we're older, but we figure we must adapt to that to keep up with the times and do things on social media.
You have to.
It's a good source for sports. It just is. Rodney says Division III Region 10 baseball tournament will be at Moore Park in Mooresville, May 6th through 8th. So there's your playoffs.
There you go.
For
good luck to Caldwell Community College.
Now, when I go past that 2009 period, and we actually did not. I don't know when the playoffs started exactly. Do you guys know what year that was?
2014, wasn't it?
Was it 14?
Or 13, something like that.
But, you got Florida, LSU, Florida. I guess both of those were Urban Meyer, right?
Yeah.
Texas, Southern Cal. And then here's a LSU Southern Cal. I don't know. One was BCS, one was AP. That's weird. I did not even know that. And then in 2003, I didn't know we still had a split champ.
I didn't either.
Ohio State, Miami, Oklahoma. There you go, Mike. 2000. Is that the last time?
That's it for us. Yep.
Florida State again. Tennessee in 98. Michigan. There used to be some more. Nebraska, of course, won it quite often back then. Won it in 94 and 5.
Yeah.
Tommy Frazier.
Yeah.
Who was the split in 1990 between?
Colorado and Georgia Tech.
Exactly. Who was the split in 91? A little tougher.
Washington was one of them. The other one.
Brett should know. 91.
Miami?
Okay.
The Hurricanes. Of course, they were in the mix a lot then. 87,
yeah.
they won it. 88, Notre Dame won it. You know, it was a whole lot more mixed up than it is today. So what have we done that made this group here? What did I name? 7. That's winning all the titles. You know, like I said, Georgia, Alabama, LSU, and Clemson. That's 4 years with 4. We almost got to say, okay, we're good because it's not the same team every year. Okay, we had 4 in 4 years. But before that, you had Clemson or Alabama win it 4 straight years. Then Ohio State got in there. Then Florida State in 13.
Well,
then you got Alabama, Auburn, Alabama. It didn't even leave the state of Alabama for 4 years.
Well, I think it's all about Saban going to Alabama.
And everybody wants to go play for him.
Yeah.
So how do you make – and you know what?
How many
Saban,
how many coaches has he gotten basically fired in the SEC?
But he's got a lot hired too.
Well, yeah.
A lot of his assistants have gotten jobs.
That's true. Dan Lanning, well, no, it was a Georgia.
But he is outspoken on he would like to see how much he would like to see more parity in college football. He wants the game to be better. And he's winning them all. It's everything that's happening right now benefits his program. The transfer portal does.
Yeah.
The
sure does.
NIL does. I mean,
if you're a 5-star quarterback coming to Alabama, you can pretty much count on a couple million.
But he don't even want the NIL. He thinks that's wrong. You know, I mean, even though
Dabo has been outspoken too about some of these changes, like the NIL.
This becomes a bidding war, don't it? I mean, at some point, you know, I don't.
Well, is everything thrown to the wind now? I mean, you could basically NIL also means $2 million if you'll come to my school. Is that? What are there are no rules.
I don't know any.
It's pretty much an open bidding war. Am I right?
That's another reason I think Southern Cal is going to be great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're the biggest
because
school on the
they
West
can
Coast,
put some money out there.
Put some money out there. And not only that, it's L.A.
All they got to do is advertise in Los Angeles. They don't even have to.
L.A. They just promote L.A. Boy, come out here. And
you're probably right.
We'll put you on some billboards, and my God, promote everything.
Yeah, I just think this the NIL really takes away the leveling of the playing field. It's gonna get worse now with the transfer portal and NIL. The rich are going to get richer. Are they not? I mean, that's just the way it's going to be.
And that's the way it always is. Yeah, and so.
You know, I think we were headed that way one time, though, in the NFL, and the NFL was brilliant.
They are.
They came up with, here's how we can fix this.
Yep.
And they did it. Mm-hmm. And baseball's not bought in.
Nope.
The NBA somewhat has, right? Brett, don't they have some kind of restrictions on how they pay players? How they pay players?
Yeah.
But the NFL was brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what they did was brilliant because now you got revenue sharing for the teams that are in smaller markets to help them.
Mm-hmm.
You can only spend so much a year, so you can't pay but so many superstars. And it should be in the NFL for the smallest town with a team. Let's throw Green Bay out because that really don't count because Green Bay is unique and it's a great market. So who is the smallest? You know, like a Cincinnati maybe or a Pittsburgh.
I think of Buffalo.
Buffalo.
How good they've been.
Only in the NFL could you get what Cincinnati did last year. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, that kind of run.
Yeah. And see and on the other side, the bigger markets. It doesn't matter what you're in. And you know what? If you're going to be in a league where everybody's from different size markets, you ought to be even if you're from those bigger cities, you ought to appreciate the fact that we want it to be even for everybody. And all 32, 30 or 32, I'm lost here. 32. All 32 NFL teams, I know baseball's 30. All 32 NFL teams have the same. Yeah. There's nothing holding you back.
Well, how about if you're a baseball fan in Pittsburgh or Kansas City?
No, it's over. It's over. The first week of the season, Mike, their crowds were awful. The first week of the season, Pittsburgh's home crowds were awful
because they can't spend the money.
Nobody wants to go see it because they know they're not going to compete in the long run. You can't even get them out there for opening day. I don't know what you do.
You don't even know who the players are.
For me, the saddest case is the once proud Birds of Baltimore.
That's another.
I think they have more of a shot at getting back to being good than Pittsburgh does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
they do.
I agree.
They do. Yep. A lot of time it's got to do with ownership too, and I think that's why the Pittsburgh fans really are not going right now. They don't like ownership because they're letting all their good players. They're a farm system like they were back in the Bonds and Bonilla days. Basically a farm system.
And it's such a great sports town.
Yep, it is. Once a baseball town.
Yeah.
Once a big time baseball.
Once upon a time.
Don't forget, high school conference play resumes this upcoming week. A lot of good matchups, baseball, softball. You got track and field, everything back in action. Women's soccer, men's golf. It's plenty for you to do and enjoy on the high school circuit. Let's get out there and support it. Thanks for tuning in this morning. We've enjoyed it. For Mike and Brad, I'm David. See you next week.